We're done with our portfolio and about pages. Now we need to get to the contact page. Let's get started. First, we'll start the same way we did with our about page. We'll need to create a new file called contact.html. So I'll just right-click in my directory structure here, and I'll say contact.html for the file name. And when I hit enter, you can see that it opens up contact.html. Now let's copy our HTML from the about page and paste it in. To do that, I'm just hitting Command A on my Mac or Control A if you're on Windows. Then I hit Command C to copy or Control C if you're on Windows. And then finally Command V or Control C to paste it in. Next, we'll need to change the selected nav item to contact. So I'll go ahead and cut by hitting Command X on my Mac or Control X if you're on Windows. And then I'll paste it back in, being very careful to preserve the space between class and href there. So now, if I save out and switch over to my preview and refresh, I can go to the contact page and the contact nav item will be selected. However, the contact page looks exactly the same as our about page because we haven't made any modifications to it yet. So let's go back to the contact page, and similar to what we did previously, we're going to delete everything inside of our section here. Eventually, this page will be a 2-column layout, but in our mobile view, it will only be a single column with 2 sections. So we need to create a second section here. So I'll just copy my section and paste it, and now we have 2 for each one of our columns. Again, this will be 2 columns on our desktop view, but our mobile view will just have them stacked. Now, the first section is pretty easy. I'm just going to add a 3rd level headline. And I'm going to say general information. And then I'm going to add a paragraph. This paragraph text will describe the best way to get in touch with me. I'll say, I am not currently looking for new design work, but I am available for speaking gigs and similar engagements. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And of course, you'll want to go ahead and customize this text to whatever you'd like. Let's add another paragraph just to give it some separation. And in this paragraph, I'm going to say, please only use phone contact for urgent inquiries. Otherwise, Twitter and email are the best way to reach me. Now, the second section is going to start off with an H3 as well, and inside we'll say contact details. Then I'm going to create an unordered list that will include a few ways to contact us. On the unordered list, I'll add the class contact info. So let's create that unordered list and say class contact info. And just to remind you one more time, this will be the first column and this will be the second column side by side in our desktop layout. But in our mobile layout, they'll be stacked. So these contact details in our mobile layout will appear just below this general information, and we'll see that in a moment. Now let's fill out this unordered list. Inside, I want 3 items for phone, email, and Twitter. On each item, we'll use different types of links based on the method of contact. For phone, I'm going to add the class phone to the list item. We'll need these classes later on when we're adding icons next to them in our CSS. Next, I'm going to create a link with a fake phone number that's just for the purposes of this example. But if you feel comfortable doing so, you can add your own phone number here. So I'm going to say href, and we'll fill in the href in just a moment. Inside of the link, I'm going to say 555-6425. And inside of the href, I can say tel for telephone with a colon, and then I'll put the same phone number, 555-6425, and save that out. As you can see, this is a different type of link than what we've ever used before. We've added the special keyword tel for telephone inside of the href attribute followed by the phone number. On smartphones, this will tell the browser that it's a telephone number it can dial. So if you bring up this website on your smartphone browser, you can actually tap on this link and it will dial this phone number, or it will at least present a modal window asking you if you'd like to dial the phone number. Next, let's add the email link. I'm going to create a new list item with the class mail. I'm going to create an anchor element with a blank href attribute we'll fill out in a moment. And I'm going to put in a fake email address, nick@example.com. And inside of the href attribute, I'm going to say mail2 with a colon, and then nick@example.com. Similar to the phone number, I've used the keyword mail2. This will tell the browser it's an email address that the user can send mail to. Typically, this will open the default email client on the site visitor's computer, such as Outlook Express or Apple Mail or whatever the default mail program is for that particular user. This is just an example email address, so be sure to add your own email address here. Finally, let's add a Twitter link. I'm going to create a new list item with the class Twitter, and then I'm going to create an href attribute inside of an anchor element and type @nickrp. Now, I'm going to use a slightly different Twitter address than we've used previously. It's going to say http://twitter.com/intent/tweet with a question mark, and then screen_name equals nickrp. This Twitter link is a bit different than the ones that we've used before because it allows the site visitor to immediately start writing a tweet to us rather than leading to the Twitter profile page. Just be sure to replace the username with your own username instead. Let's refresh the browser to see what this looks like. So here I'm on the contact page, and I've refreshed the browser. Here are our two third-level headlines. Here are the two paragraphs that we've added. And finally, here's the unordered list with contact details. We have the telephone number, which if I click in a web browser, isn't actually going to do anything, but it will bring up a prompt on smartphones if the user taps this. And then nick@example.com will actually bring up my email so I can compose a message. In this case, it will bring up Gmail because that's my default email client. And then finally, if we click on the Twitter link we added here, you'll see that it doesn't bring us to the Twitter profile page. Rather, it brings us to a page where we can immediately type a tweet. I'm going to go back because I don't have any need to tweet to myself. This looks good so far. Now, we're ready to add some additional styling.